Let's talk about Orton effect and how people using it, or you can use it in your photos to make them really stand out. So what the hell is Orton effect? In 1890s, Michael Orton came up with this interesting technique where he wanted to imitate watercolors in his photos. The idea is to sandwich 2 or 3 transparencies with the same composition, where one was correctly exposed and in focus, and the other ones were slightly overexposed and out of focus. And what it did, it actually made the darker areas of the photo and light areas of the photo kind of blend in together, creating more depth and softness and more interesting, transitions between the colors. Luckily, nowadays it's pretty easy to recreate in Lightroom or Photoshop. And you don't even have to have multiple photos, you could just have one correctly exposed and in focus. Right now, I'm gonna show how you can add this effect to your shots. Now let's go to the Lightroom and I'm gonna show you this simple process. Over here we have a nice photo from Yosemite Park. It does have pretty interesting rays, fluffy clouds. So let's add this Orton effect and this softness and depth to the composition. What we're gonna do is gonna add a gradient mask across the whole screen. In the future, you can control where you want to affect the image. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the bottom not to have as much effect on it. The step number 2 is to adjust texture and a little bit of clarity. If you want, you can also bump up a little bit of whites or highlights if you need to, depending on the photo. And that's pretty much it. You see already this soft effect on the photo. You can control the amount of the effect by applying the amount under the mask. You can enhance it or decrease it a little bit. To my liking, it's a little bit too much, so I'm gonna decrease it to 90% because I see so many people actually overdo it. It doesn't have to be very prominent to be good, right? And you can see it's already added really nice softness to the image. If you prefer Photoshop, I'm gonna show it how to do it in Photoshop. It's pretty easy to do it here as well. Open up an image, duplicate it, go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and add blur to your liking. I usually do it by eye, and in this case 12 I think is good enough. The next step would be to go to Effects and add levels or curves depending on your preference. I prefer levels to adjust exposure. Bring up the highlights, add some contrast, but also let's move a little bit mid-tones. Here we go. Now just adjust transparency of the top layer, 30, right? So you can really see this glowy mist effect. Now, as you can see, we lost a little bit of clarity. What we can do about it, let's duplicate original layer again, put it on top, go to Filter, Other, and select High Pass. Select the value between 2.7 and 3.8 or so, hit OK, go to the blending mode and select Soft Light. It brought back some details into our image. Now let's look how before and after image looks like. And if you want, you can go back to the levels and adjust your brightness and contrast. Yeah, I think I like the final result. The image became more dreamy and much softer. Depending on the photo, you want to adjust gradient mask, its transparency, or even extrude part of the masking so it's not affecting a specific area of the photo. Keep in mind that not every photo will benefit from ortho effect. So when should you use this editing technique? I would say in landscapes, forest scenes, lakes, rivers, sunrises, sunset, mist, and foggy scenes. So basically any photo with strong contrast, vibrant colors, and natural light sources. So next time you're gonna be editing something similar, give it a try and let me know if it worked for you or no. If you enjoyed this little tutorial about ortho effect, please hit like button, subscribe for more photography and videography content. See you in the next one.